If you're launching an online business, you've probably heard people talking about forming an LLC, but is it actually required to sell your product or services on the internet? In today's video, we're going to break down what an LLC is, compared with operating it as a sole proprietor, and help you figure out which option might work best for you. We'll cover key points like taxes, liability, and the costs involved in forming an LLC. By the end, you'll have a clearer understanding of which structure works best for you. Selling products or services online can be as simple as starting under your personal name. In legal terms, this is known as operating as a sole proprietor, which does not require any formal registration if you use your exact full legal name. However, you are free to register as a doing business as, or DBA for short, name if you want your venture to have a distinct title. Sole proprietorships are straightforward but offer no liability protection, meaning that you're personally responsible for any business debts. This risk drives many entrepreneurs to consider an LLC, or limited liability company, which is a separate legal entity entirely. An LLC can shield your personal assets from lawsuits or debts tied to your business. Yet for some reason, not everyone opts for an LLC immediately, especially if they are just testing the waters with a small online shop. When deciding whether to form an LLC, it helps to look at the liability factor. If your online business involves products or services that could lead to claims, such as selling physical goods that might be defective or giving advice that could result in disputes, an LLC might be worth it. The LLC creates a boundary between your personal finances and business obligations. While this is generally reassuring, keep in mind that extreme negligence or fraud can sometimes pierce the veil of an LLC, meaning that personal assets could still be at risk. Still, for most everyday scenarios, the LLC structure offers a solid layer of legal protection. If your business is modest and you're comfortable with potential financial exposure, a sole proprietorship should be sufficient. Your personal risk tolerance often drives this decision just as much as your budget does. Another factor is how taxes play out. By default, a single member LLC is considered a disregarded entity, meaning it's taxed like a sole proprietorship. You'll report all income, deductions, and business earnings on your personal return, which is Schedule C for most people. But forming an LLC also opens the option of electing S-Corporation taxation, potentially reducing self-employment taxes if your profits are high enough. In an S-Corp arrangement, you'd pay yourself a reasonable salary, which is subject to payroll taxes, with remaining profits distributed to you at lower tax rates. This approach requires additional bookkeeping for payroll, which adds complexity. It's wise to talk to a tax advisor if you're interested in exploring the S-Corp election. Also, if you want to get started with your S-Corp and figure out exactly how much you need to pay yourself, I would highly recommend checking out RCReports. You can do so by using the link down in the description. As you can see, we highly recommend using this service. This is going to be the easiest way to figure out the exact compensation that you're entitled to as a business owner with an S-Corp. All you have to do is go to their website, hit the buy now button, and you'll be able to get a reasonable compensation report in just a matter of minutes. I would definitely check out the links down in the description to get started with that. Now, regardless of your corporate structure, you need to make sure that you're following local laws about licensing and taxes. Many sites and countries require a business license or permit to operate, even if your store is purely online. If you sell physical goods, states typically demand a seller's permit for collecting and permitting sales tax. For businesses that run under a name other than your legal name, you'll often file a DBA, or doing business as, or a fictitious name registration. The idea here is to ensure that your consumers can identify who they're dealing with and what the local government knows who's responsible for that enterprise. Zoning clearances may also apply here if you work from home. Staying compliant with these rules helps you avoid fines and gives your business a more professional footing. Forming an LLC often involves specific fees. For example, certain states charge an initial filing fee, an annual franchise tax, or even an ongoing report fee. If you're in California, the annual minimum tax is $800, which you pay even if your business doesn't make a profit that year. Other states have lower fees, making the LLC route less costly. Budgets play a big role in this too, in deciding whether to incorporate as an LLC right away or wait until your sales become more profitable. Weighing the cost of yearly fees against the potential benefits of limited liability is so crucial. Some entrepreneurs prefer starting small as sole proprietors and then forming an LLC once they see stable revenue. One of the things that you'll want to consider is the professional appearance that an LLC can offer. Even though most customers care about product quality and service reliability, having an LLC in your business name can boost credibility. This is especially true when working with bigger vendors or applying for business credit. Some suppliers or clients might assume that you're more established and better organized if you have an LLC. While it's not a guarantee of success, the perception alone sometimes opens doors. A sole proprietor with the right branding can still project professionalism, so choose what aligns with your goals. If impressing certain partners or investors is a priority, an LLC can make the difference. Also, quickly here too, if you're thinking about getting started with your LLC, I would highly recommend making a website to actually go along with it. That way, your business has a great place that people can go look at your services or buy your products from you. One of the best places to go build this website is going to be on a site like Hostinger. To get started with Hostinger, I would highly recommend using the link down in the description. When you click that link, you'll be brought to a page here where you can get up to 80% off the plan that you choose with Hostinger when you start choosing one of their hosting plans. Also, if you want an even greater discount, make sure to enter in the code Charlie Chang, all capitals, no spaces at checkout for an even greater discount. Another advantage of an LLC is the ability to handle multiple owners if your online business grows. A multi-member LLC works similarly to a partnership, but with the added benefit of liability protection. If you start as a single owner LLC, you can bring on new members later by adjusting your operating agreement. This flexibility can be attractive if you foresee expansion, collaborations, or outside investments. In contrast, a sole proprietorship doesn't easily accommodate additional owners without converting into a partnership or forming a new entity. Planning for the future is key here, so think about whether you might want co-founders down the line. Even if you choose an LLC, you're not automatically exempt from personal responsibility in all situations. Courts may still hold you personally liable if you fail to maintain corporate formalities, such as mixing personal and business funds, or if you engage in fraudulent activities. This concept is known as piercing the corporate veil, and it underscores the importance of respecting the legal boundaries that you set up when forming your LLC. That means having a separate business bank account, keeping detailed financial records, and signing contracts in the name of the LLC rather than just using your own. When done right, you maintain the liability protection that motivated you to form the LLC in the first place. Being consistent in these practices is essential. For many, the decision to form an LLC boils down to risk versus reward. If you sell handmade crafts on the side with minimal daily sales, a sole proprietorship might be enough to keep you afloat. But if you handle large transactions, rely on third-party vendors, or store sensitive client data, it might want to start thinking about the safety net that an LLC could give you. The same is true if you have personal assets like a home or investments, especially if you prefer to shield those from business liabilities. Once you have a clear picture of your risk exposure, you can weigh the LLC's costs and responsibilities more accurately. Some entrepreneurs see forming an LLC as part of building a solid foundation for growth, while others wait until they have proven demand and consistent revenue. Adopting a scalable mindset can also help guide your decision, especially if you foresee expansion. Adding more product lines or branching into new markets often brings complexity. If you expect to travel for business, sign big contracts, or handle international sales, legal protections become more crucial. While it might feel like an extra expense now, having an LLC in place can smooth out these expansions. You'll already have a formal structure set up, making it simpler to open new bank accounts or partner with other businesses. The key is ensuring your chosen structure aligns with your vision for future growth. If your ambitions are small, you can remain a sole proprietor until you need more flexibility. Tax savings through an S-Corporation election is also another angle that you can explore once you have consistent profit. By electing S-Corp status, you pay yourself a salary and handle additional paperwork like payroll taxes. The part of your profit beyond your salary might not be subject to the same self-employment taxes, potentially saving you money. This works best if your profits are high enough to justify the cost of administering payroll and meeting the IRS's reasonable salary rules. Smaller or more sporadic online businesses might not benefit significantly from this approach, but if your store is booming and you're comfortable with extra administrative tasks, it's an avenue definitely worth investigating. Always remember though that no matter which structure you end up choosing, you still need basic business practices in place to protect yourself. So if you guys are interested in getting started and being as compliant as possible when doing so, I would definitely recommend getting started with one of our LLC services that will have linked down in the description. These LLC services help you get started with your LLC for the cheapest price possible, as well as keeping you protected and compliant with all the necessary rules and regulations. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. Also, let me know in the comments below if you guys are planning on starting an LLC, and let me know what you're starting. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one.